Let's try that. Somebody, can you say something for me? Because basically I've just had to restart it all again, and the chat wasn't working. So can someone show me the chat? Boom, boom, boom. Somebody say something in the chat, please. And right, okay. Let's see if that stays there. Hopefully. Somebody say some things to see if it actually stays in there. No, it fades away. Exactly. No. Guys, somebody sort it out for me and email me this. It will not leave the chat on the screen. So, right, I'm just going to have to do it as quick as possible because it fades away in seconds. So, right, can I help? Any questions? Go for it. So for those who's going to watch this on an upload, basically I just did about 3 testers and I cannot get the bloody chat to stay up. It just fades away and fades away. So that's probably why. Sound is lower. Yeah, that's because I've put my how about this? Check the sound now. How about, so I've put the sound microphone back on. It must be boring for people watching this when it's sort of uploaded, because we all have to sort of sort this out at the beginning, and it must take for ages, you know, for people to get into it. Right, can anyone hear me? Video good? Okay, but is the sound good? So, is the sound good, guys? Can you hear me? Yeah, technically. Sound good. Okay, right. Okay, cool. Black Eagle. So basically, right, so I've got some questions before and we'll go back to him, but basically LesCon, yes, Les has gone off the radar on YouTube, but he talks to me every time with John, John Hater. Alright, Xenex Haven. Sounds like some sort of medical drug. Sound is all good. Right, so basically, John Hater, myself, and LesCon are in a WhatsApp thread, and I get some awesome information from the both of them. So just go to the Book of Samurai. Oh, Book of Samurai 1, awesome. Book of Samurai 2, complicated as hell. It was so difficult. It's actually a mix-up of the scrolls. Should be Heika Jodan, Heigu Yoho, Ippe Yoko, Heiki Yoho, but we had to swap them round because Heigu Yoho, the way of military tools, was so complicated that it taxed my brain to the limit. That was like, I don't know if we can do this, but we got it done in the end, and it was bloody good. So, and I still to this day, I think it's an awesome. Right. Thank you very much. The Book of Ninja. We want to do a new version of that, but we're probably going to do a 10th year anniversary. But it's not as easy as it says, because we have to redoing it's not a problem, getting it republished not a problem, but you then lose all your reviews, and we've got like 350 reviews, and obviously it's going, and we want to create a new version, so it's all a bit complicated. But we're about 3 years away from the 10th anniversary version, so hopefully we'll get that done with the old Yosh, but she's working at the minute on a Book of Samurai, so you know it's a little bit difficult. Right, let's get some questions in, guys. So it's just an open chat. I'm thinking if this is successful, I'll do some more chats in the future, so you guys can thingy. Yeah, Book of Ninja. Just basically Book of Ninja, the Bansen Shukai, or Mansen Shukai as some people say, which I don't really care. It can be either way. I'm not a problem. Right, okay, favourite ninja movie is Sakura Killers. I love it. Sakura Killers is brilliant. The ghost-faced ninja are amazing. I'll never... And I used to watch a film, had a Chinese woman ninja in it called Ninja Apocalypse, and I loved that intro. And to this day, it just... And my father used to watch Sakura Killers with me all the time. He'd be like, oh, you've not rented this again, have you? It's like, Sakura Killers. There we go. It's awesome. So, however, though, Law-Abiding Citizen by Gerard Butler is by far the greatest ninja film you will ever watch. It's nothing to do with ninja, but that is it. No, I've never read any good ninja fiction. Did Shinobi use Mempo? Never seen, never heard. I don't even think Samurai wore Mempo that much. So Shinobi, no. Everybody sees these devil masks for Shinobi, and basically, Ninja Apocalypse. Yes. Oh, send me the poster. I want the poster. This is going to be difficult, guys, without this chat staying there because I have to answer in like record time. So basically. Mempo, no, they didn't use it. The masks come from more of a gangster thing, so it's more of gangster-esque stuff. Which I do have a ninja scroll which has masks in it, and it's there, but it's more about raiding house so nobody sees who you are, things like that. But I'm talking like devil masks or like, evil masks or even dog face masks and stuff like that. So, but please email me and send me that poster. Oh, okay then. Well, yeah, never mind. Somebody sent me one of the Shokasugi posters once. So I want to try and get in touch with the museum in Japan and donate everything ninja wise. I'm collecting everything ninja possible so that in Japan they have a proper ninja museum. There are no masks in ninjutsu. We have never come across masks. It's that simple. The classic ninja mask is a long debate, which I'm sure you guys are up to date with on my channel. But no, there are no ninja masks. You just wouldn't need them. You wouldn't need them. Who's going to recognise you? And if you're in the wrong place, it doesn't matter. If you're in the wrong place wearing a mask and somebody comes out and goes, "What you're doing?" You're dead. So it's best to be able to trick your way out of it. Yes, please send me a picture of it. Ninja Apocalypse was so good. If you've not seen it, guys, Ninja Apocalypse is ace. You've got to fast forward a bit to all the good bits because it is pretty naff. Speaking of how much of a connection is there, I've never seen a single connection with Yakuza. Not one. Where are they? I've never seen it yet. I'd love to see it, but there is none. All I know is that we often, because the word gangster comes up, hold on a minute. So basically, if the word gangster comes up, people say, oh, it must be Yakuza, but no, ninjas were used as thieves and things like that at times. Right, let me just see that Mubiyoshi Ryu one. Yes, we are doing, yes, there's a new book coming out. Well, I don't know where, we've not signed it yet. It's actually, Taisha Ryu, so with Alex Aguilera from Italy and Taisha Ryu, they're just uploading at the minute. So basically we're doing a book with them, which will be how to do swordsmanship and a bit of philosophy and things like that. Right, sorry guys, you're going to have to excuse me as I try and re-bring these things up. The Last Ninja, oh, I can't remember. I remember, no, I don't remember it actually. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember it. Right, if somebody, right, game... So Rock Game Studios, somebody get in touch with Rock Game Studios and tell them to speak to me. I don't know why these studios never speak to me, because I totally would go through it. I got dropped from the last stream. No, mate, I got rid of everyone from the last stream because this was bloody fading. The poster tagline is, to fight evil, they use the human death machine. Yeah, Ninja Apocalypse. If it's the one where it's the woman, hello. Yes, I did the voice for Taisha Ryu, but I know that basically they have to use someone else for their voices as well, which I'm not a big fan. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Thank you very much. I hope you're well. So he's an all right, but the microphone's not brilliant on that guy's voice. So it's a shame. We could get him a microphone because he's one of their students. So please go and subscribe to Taisha Ryu because I've not took the book to a publisher yet because we just want to get it finished. So we've gone through first lot, gone through second lot, and then it's a case of now what we're going through. I'm going through it with Alex again, who's going to become big in the ninja community, is our Alex from Italy. If he just gets enough confidence to go out. The ninja, basically, everybody says to me, where should I get information with the ninja? It's like, well, from me, because I literally was like, where can I get information on the ninja? And it just wasn't there. So I flew to Japan and got it sorted because it just isn't there. And to this day, the other stuff coming out is just naff, to be fair. So I don't know why people are going down. I thought I would create a foundation for everyone, but I've not. I've just made everyone into weirdos. They've all gone doing this crazy stuff now with ninjutsu. You're like, that's not historical. And they're trying to shoehorn everything in that isn't there. You're like, have these people ever been to school? Do you know what I mean? Basic history lessons, but they just seem to want to shoehorn the wrong things in. It's not as if I'm like, I hate, pop ninjas. I'm like, I would love the pop ninja to be real. Don't get me wrong. I'd be easy to sell books then, wouldn't it? But I can't. Right, no chats have come up, guys. No questions. Or has it just gone dead on me? So, nothing's come up. I've been listening to that. Right. Thank you. I do try to be the best source. Well, to be honest, I thought somebody would have overtaken me by now, but they've not. They've actually gone the other way into weird, crazy world ninja stuff. And I'm like, anybody could do this. You just got to have the perseverance. You just got to crack on and get it done. And that'll be good. You know what I mean? But no, they just don't seem to want to do it. And everybody wants to stick to the other one. George has been with me for years. He's been with me for years. No, then first real ninja we don't know. It's a fading graduation out. We don't know. Basically, we don't know where the first ninjas come from. It's that simple. They just appear fully made, but they sort of blend away into history. And there isn't a famous ninja. Hold on. Top chart. Let me see. Hold on. Yes, I've been seriously threatened by the Debunking. Somebody offered me a sword fight once, and they didn't show up, and I did. So I'm not going to say much more about that because I said I'd leave it. But basically, they always have a go and then just back out. They're just rubbish. I do meet and greets all the time. I do it especially in the UK quite a lot, and I've done it in America once. But in America, everybody says, come to America, and then it never turns up. I have been to America, and yes, you can get your book autographed. If you want it autographed, you can... just cover the cost. Well, I don't charge anything, but just cover the cost for me sending you something. I'll send it in the post, but email me for that. Shuriken are associated with the ninja because of the 20th century. Basically, the 20th century comics started pushing Shuriken about. It's actually really easy to get rid of the ninja shuriken image. Shuriken appear in kenjutsu schools, so why do people think they're both kenjutsu and they're also a secret ninja weapon? It's utter rubbish. So, you know, it's dead simple to say they're not ninja weapons. What about Hattori Hanzo? Let me know. See, you need drama like that to get more. Yeah, views. My views are terrible. I don't know. Deathmatch with a Bujinkan guy. Come on. So I don't understand. So I'm dead nice to people. I'm always dead nice. I don't understand. I actually hate rudeness. I was brought up very strict. We don't have rudeness in the family. We used to get belted, like proper smacked on a belt if you ever were rude. My aunties used to smack their kids for being rude. And yet the people on this planet are so rude. But I'm a Northern Englishman, so we just do not do rudeness. Unless you're going to fight someone and then you batter them. But you're still polite. You like, you know. I did... Hold on a minute. Right, didn't you say you used to train? I love the Bujinkan. I was a big member of the Bujinkan, and it just happened to be that the ninjutsu is not right, and they just kicked me out and got rid of me and said I was banned from every Bujinkan dojo in the world, I think. My channel is dying. Yeah, I'm trying live chats. People said, "Oh, do live chats, Antony," and I saw Japan at War doing it, so I'm like, okay, I'll do a live chat as well. And if you're wondering why we're now portrait, I've changed to portrait because it wasn't working in landscape, but it's still not doing it. And I'm not starting again. This is the 4th time I've started it tonight. So I'm going to try this live chat, see how it goes, see if we get a decent amount of people on, and just answer your questions. You know, now. The straight edge blades, they are there, but they're religious blades or old Chinese blades. But I've seen literally an almost straight katana to the point where you're like, it is microscopically not straight. Maybe like 2 millimeters. So it's about as straight as you're going to get when you're running around in the dark. So I have seen them. My favourite tale of historical ninja is where in Fujibayashi's Bansen Shukai, where he says they're all going to a festival and he has to steal the other guy's sword, so he dresses. Somebody else dresses as the ninja, and he goes up to the top of a hill, and the guy who's challenged him to take his sword sees him at the top of the hill and don't realise across the well he takes his sword, and it's the idea of bakimono jutsu, to change shape and change form, or sort of shadow. It's like Naruto, the shadow thingy. Sorry guys, I've got to pull it all back up. Okay. Right, okay, these are going fast now. Well. Alright, okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Buji guy's trash. Of Tako Yoshikawa. No, I wasn't actually, but that would be... you'll have to email about that one. Yes, I'm not bloody doing Ghost of Tsushima, for God's sake, no. I don't even have a bloody PlayStation or anything, so everybody keeps asking me that. Have you done that? I'm like, no, I've not done it. I've got an LP player if they'll play on that. So does ancient knowledge of our cosmology and reality differ from ancient ninja texts? What do you mean? Explain more on that one for me. Right, Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai. I love that film, Ghost Dog. Yeah, to be honest, basically, it's go through my website. It's just my email's on there. I can't type on this, and I just give me enough money to sort of like post it to you in America or wherever you are, and I'll send it, no problem. I was meant to be on the documentary in Netflix, wasn't I? And for Age of Samurai, and they just didn't want me, so didn't really do it. The spying in Japan. See, there's a good thing is whether spying carried on or not. If you look at Krista Jacobson, she's always saying like spying carried on, but actually a lot of things changed. So I don't know. I'd have to do a lot of research to the 20th century. But as far as I'm aware, they literally closed down their military and changed it all to Western. So the idea of ninja carrying on is a good one, but I need proof for that. Like a historian, you need proof. You can't just be like, oh, I think they did, so they did. That takes, you have to go through government documents for that. I know my chat should permanently be there, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do it. That's the problem. It won't tell me what to do, and I'll do it, but there's nothing I can press that can. George, there's everybody. I'm gonna do Ghost of Tsushima when I can move because Jay Kane's got it and he can play it, and I'll just look at it. But I can't nick anybody else's footage because I get copyright strikes all the time. Okay, only found you last month. I love the True Path and Secrets. And yeah. Okay, James, very much. Please, yeah. I've been around for 12 years now, and at the minute, the books are there. I've got so many books to write, guys. People say to me, do you get writer's block? Do this? I've got I need somebody to ghostwrite for me. I've got that many things to write. And if my publishing history is like, I don't sell enough that it's not worth it. I sell enough that it's just worth it. But I don't sell enough that the publisher's like, bang, bang, bang. They want me to do only about 2 a year or one every 10 months. So it tends to be problematic. I've got books galore on the go. Tons of them at the minute. Should we count, guys, how many people ask for Ghost of Tsushima? It's like one of the #1 questions I get. I'm going to do it in the end, but I've clicked the live chat button. That's why I have to keep. That's why I keep bending forward to click it, because the chat has gone. So I have to bend forward, click the button, top chat, do that, and comes up. I've tried vertical. I've tried everything. It just won't do it. Basically, it's Antony J. Cummins at yahoo.co.uk, but it's Antony without a H and Cummins, not Cummings. No, documentaries. Where have they gone? I used to be I've been in 6 or 7 documentaries, and hey, Christian's online. So if you don't know, that's Christian there. He does loads with Kawakami. He basically chats to me quite a lot. He's got my phone number. He's good man. Good man. So right, sorry guys, I'm getting lost in this. I would love to be back in documentaries, but it was like documentary, bang, over 3 or 4 years. I was always in documentary. Then it just stopped, and then people come to me saying, "I want you to do this, I want you to do that," and then just nothing. It just literally stopped, and then I think it just burnt out. To be honest, people were not interested. Somebody said, "Bloody Ghost of Tsushima." Okay, somebody send me the footage and I'll do it. So yeah, the problem is this is why I wanted to change it. Most historians are very dry and boring, but actually you need to be a bit exciting for the modern world. You need to be little bit excited yourself. It's no use if they're not. Okay, how's the Ben monster? Which Ben monster? Basically, okay, Renegade. Ninjas believed in Buddhism, Shintoism, Confucianism, and Taoism. So simple as that. They believed in these things, and they were divided. They are no different to other Japanese people. So they don't have a different view whatsoever to normal Japanese people. Someday I will be a ninja. This is my dreams. Go to Japan. Okay, all right then. Right, you probably saying you're going to go to Masaki Atsumi is probably not the best on this channel. As you all know, I don't believe in that, but you should go and fulfill whatever dream you want to do, because it says there are 2 interpretations of it: earlier heaven and later heaven. Okay, right. I don't know about that actually. That's a difficult question because you get upper trigram, lower trigram, and then you get like upper canon, lower canon when they're all together in hexagrams, and then you get versions that are different because actually there are multiple versions arranged in different ways. So in the I Ching, actually there is not one version. We have the 1777 Palace edition or something like that, which some of that date is roughly right, and that's the standard one. So when people say it's the oldest book in the world, well, actually the edition we use today is not that old actually, but it is an old book, so it is really complicated. But there may be some stuff coming on the I Ching, so I've been asked to write something on the I Ching, so let's see, but it only just started the other day, so it's going to take me a long time to see what I want to do with it. I've just got a load of I Ching books there, so I'm going to do the research on it, so that question will have to hold. Oh, Benjamin, yeah, in the old video, so, right, okay. Which kind of compass directions are correct? The Japanese ones, the 12 animal directions. Benjamin, yeah, he's gone. He just went. He just got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I found that anybody who gets into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu just loses their brain and goes a bit mental. And he just went a bit stupid, to be honest. He was a really nice guy and just got aggressive and a bit thick. And he was really intelligent. So he was just hanging around at BJJ dojos too much. Like, get off the floor and put a knife in someone. Yeah, so I wish he'd come back. He's more than welcome to come back. Right, I'm not sure if I've missed any guys, so sorry. I don't want to miss people's sort of thingy. If I was training in the martial arts school that teaches Budo Taijutsu, no, you can't be a ninja. You can't be one. It's simple as that. You have to be hired by a daimyo in Japan to be a ninja, and they're all gone, and that system has gone. It's impossible. But this is what annoys me. Why not train as one? My friend said to me once, a friend called Fred said, why don't you just train to be James Bond? If you could do everything James Bond could do, you'd be amazing. Like speak different languages, climb, parachute, submariner, diver. You just learn all those things, you'd be amazing. Even though it's totally pointless because you're never going to use it, why not? You've got your existence, why not do it? Go and do it. So absolutely, you should learn all the aspects of the ninja. All the aspects, but just remember, sorry guys, I've pressed the wrong button, but just remember that your ninjas are gone. They're long gone. Right, okay. Right. I'm just reading Christian stuff. Yes, I think we have a couple of Bujicam members in Natoryu, and I know basically you can join Kawakami School, Nindo, and you can study Kawakami, traditional ninjutsu with Kawakami. He teaches traditional ninjutsu in Nindo, so go and find Nindo channel and have a look. So yes, I think there are Bujicam members in Natoryu, there are, but I think they keep their heads down, do you know what I mean? Yes, Taisha, I'm doing a book with Taisha. Yes, we are doing a book together, so there will be a book coming out on Taisha, and you're going to get Alex. Basically, this is a training ground for Alex. If you're unaware, Alex Aglera is Italian, and he's an old friend of mine. He took me over to Italy, and he's now going to step in and start doing some ancient research, and he's starting to Taisha Ryu, and he's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good researcher as well. So crack on with Taisha Ryu. Okay, we got Ghost of Tsushima thing. I don't know if you're asking me a question there, Daniel, or you're just like, But basically, bloody Ghost of Tsushima. Come on, guys, let's count it. Somebody count how many times I've asked it. I would love an intelligence agent like Spectre. That would be ace. That would be really good. Sorry, I'm going to have to bring this camera forward because I actually have to keep bloody touching the screen, don't I? Oh yeah, right. So, what do I think of Krista Jacobson teaching with my books? What annoys me is Krista Jacobson clearly is reading from my translations, even if a few lines are changed here and there. Absolutely, and I wish people would just be honest and say this is from Antony Cummins, but they don't. And then Krista says, well, she had a translation before me. She had a partial translation, which everybody did. That wasn't special. Everybody had a partial translation of the Bansen Chukai Shoninki. It was me who put them out there. So I wish Krista all the best luck. I really do. And Krista was once going to join with me, forces with me, but didn't, and I wish her the best of luck for everything. But I do wish she would just be honest and say, listen, we're working from Antony's band Senshukai, because the people in Japan do. It was Christian the other day who showed me that actually it was Yuji Yamada's been talking about it. Have I read the Genji Monogatari? Unfortunately, I've got it upstairs and I've never read it. If I remember rightly, Genji Monogatari is the romance one, I think. Is that correct? And I've not read it because it is the romance one, I think. George, James Bond is the best in the world because he's English. Come on. And I know you're going to say he's Scottish, but I think Ian Fleming turned him Scottish after Sean Connery got the roles. I think so. Of course, everybody can be a modern day warrior. I don't Scorpizag. So basically, you should study everything. What I'm not saying to you, don't study the arts of the ninja. You should study it, but don't try and be a ninja. Be as good as a ninja, but be yourself. Be yourself and enjoy life and be as good as a ninja. Yeah, rots the brain. No idea why it's so useful as a skill set. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think there's some of the hardest lads, like hard lads. Everybody knows some hard lads and all that. But it doesn't work once you're on the ground. It doesn't work in real life. It's like you're just going to get your head stamped in. I come from a rough area, and you just sit on the ground that long, you're going to get your head kicked in. What do I think of modern combatives? It depends. It's like, what do we think of ancient combatives? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people say martial artists, Japanese, and samurai, the best, the fighters. And we've got this idea of the master. And actually, most of them would just be knifing each other and gang fighting and things like that. So I don't think they were as good as they thought. They weren't like the masters everybody thought. Most samurai would have just been like scrappy lads at 25-year-old with massive blades who had a good solid grounding in fighting. But most of it would have been just get your mates and kill everyone. Right, what inspired me to start researching ninjas? Basically, I've loved ninjas since the earliest days of my life. And I went over to Japan to see Masaki Hatsumi, and I looked at it, and I'm not talking about the martial arts, I just was reading about ninja. Just finished my degree in history and ancient history and archaeology from a good university, and it was the first time I'd ever put that sort of mental process into practice. And I got to Japan, started looking, and I was like, nah, this is wrong. This is totally wrong. So I was like, I've got to research this. Okay, sorry, I've missed oh, Jesus. Sorry, guys. I'm lost. Right. Okay. Yeah, Scorpio. I'm going to call you Scorpio because I can't pronounce that name. My modern ninja book, I think, yeah. Baccarat, George. No, I don't like the way Japanese ninjas are put across in Japan. I hate it, actually, because they're in the best place to actually make us all understand what ninjas are like, and they don't. And I feel sorry for Yuji Yamada. Yuji Yamada is such a nice man, and you can tell he's under pressure of he's under a lot of pressure from tourism boards, and what they do is nonsense, half of it. Not his research. Yuji Yamada is excellent, but actually the stuff they put out is just weird. Thank you, something gamer. I can't stand those goofy Japanese ninja memes. Yeah, I don't understand why Kawakami does that. Every time, Kawakami knows it's fake, and they have them every time. Some guy in a bloody ninja mask. I wish they'd stop it. Yes, only a ninja can stop a ninja. Oh, name that film, everyone. What film was that from? So I'd like to recommend a book for my fellow Natoru people. Go on, the Ghost Dog. I don't know who you are then. What's your number, Ghost Dog? It's called The Monographs by Ben Cardinal. Okay. I'm going to read that out there, Ghost Dog. I don't know if when I'm recording this, whether they can see what's on my screen or they just see me. We'll see. Quiller. What's Quiller? Scott Bio is dead. I don't know what happened to him. Basically, as far as I'm aware, he got a job in the Navy Coast Guard, and I reckon he's probably, because he's not exactly, he doesn't shut his mouth online, does he? So I think he don't want to get fired. But that is a guess. I'm only guessing. I would love to do a book on more Vikings. Basically, guys, the simple fact of the matter is I don't have enough hours in the day to write. I don't have enough time. And the only reason I'm doing this now is because it's Saturday night. I've just come back from my social bubble, because I've got a bubble for my COVID stuff, which is my girlfriend, who actually lives 5 hours away. So I'm Saturday night, sat here, and people saying, Anthony, go live, it'll help you. So let's see. Let's give live a go. Oh, okay. Quilla Books. No, I'll have to have a look at them, Black Eagle. Yeah, actually, right, Christian, this is a misunderstanding. Everybody says this, that Stephen Turnbull has said that ninjas didn't exist. He did not say that. But you are, I understand why everybody is misled. If you read his book, he says that somebody called the ninja did exist and they did some spying and they clearly did. But what we know about them may be made up afterwards. I totally disagree with this. I think it's a terrible idea. I don't agree with Stephen Turnbull. His research in his new book is excellent, but his conclusion I totally disagree with. So this idea that ninjas weren't real, that's nonsense. There's so much information on ninjas that it's impossible not for them to real. Right, the Mongols. Then again, though, I did see some historical documentation on the Mongols where they actually put women on the bows of ships, was it? With barbed wire through their hands. Do you know, and they were pretty horrible, I think. Hey, from Slovakia, nice. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu does my head in, because it's not Brazilian, is it? It's Japanese. If you actually look at the history of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they didn't change it in Brazil. It's just Jiu-Jitsu before the Japanese went soft, post-MacArthur, post-1945, when they decided everything had to be airy-fairy and, like, lovable. But actually, they used to scrap before that, and they used to have rings and bouts and everything, and then it just went all Aikido on us. So Scorpaz GCA. Okay, I'll just call you. What's wrong with being Scorpio? Okay. Right. So Tonga Ill. Thanks for coming along. Yep, no problem. Basically, Chosen Ninja. Is he dead or is he not dead? What's wrong with Chosen Ninja? Nobody can say. Would any think that any martial arts? Yeah, I think training is excellent. Basically, whenever people say to me, why are you doing that? Why you've put Nato Ryu together? Why are you doing this? It's like, well, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Playing on a computer, probably Ghost of Tsushima, let's be honest. And you're like, get off the computer and do some training. Thank you very much, Scorpio. You're a star. Thank you. Ninja 3, The Domination. You know, I'm collecting these old DVDs, but I do want to donate them to a museum. I want to get the greatest ninja collection in the world of anything, everything. I've even got a ninja pencil. So one day we'll have to buy a ninja Kawasaki bike, a ninja blender, and I want to put it all in. But why the hell are the Japanese not paying for this? The Japanese give me no help whatsoever, zero, and don't pay anything and take all my money. So I'm really not happy with the Japanese. They just don't help. Yeah, all the old ninja channels are dead except for Krista and me. That's it. It's strange. Right, Student 135. That's what I like to see. Natori people in there. Let's do it. Thank you very much, Haven. Yes, I'm going to stay strong. Not going to be defeated. Simple as that. Black Eagle, Adam Hall. Okay, I won't be able to remember these guys because they're going up, but I will check out all the novels. Yep, okay. Zombie Mold. That's pretty good, isn't it? Thank you very much, guys. The books, basically, people always say to me, "Watch, where can I get information?" You just get my books. I'm not like buy my books and get money. It just means I can carry on going. If people buy my books, we can carry on going. It's that simple. Who's Bioneer? I need to tell me which video. Email me that if you can. Yoshie Minami, she's there. She's fine. She did a great job and you were lucky one for having. Yeah, Yoshie Minami basically has had a 2-year break after after like the Book of Ninja. After Book of Samurai Book 2, Heiki Yoho, she'd got to 10 years of doing non-stop translation. She's got a full-time job translating. So she's coming home and translating. She's just like, Anthony, I need a break. I can't keep going. So before we killed her, I says, go away. I'll just write some books on my own. So at the minute, Yoshi is back with us. She'd had a break. She had a 2-year break. She's back with us. She had to go through divorces and stuff like that. And she's now actually working on Book of Samurai 3. But she's only got through the first scroll and only the first reading. So we've still got 2 scrolls to do it. So Yoshie is going strong and well, and I've seen her in Japan. I'll be going out to see her in Japan. Chosen Ninja is dead, and other Ninja Master 2. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody told me Chosen Ninja's still alive. Right, smoke bombs. I must have done a million videos on these, Daniel. I don't know why nobody listens to me. There are no shinobi smoke bombs. They're only things like smoke screens or toxic bombs and stuff like that. This idea that the shinobi go poof, and you're like, where do you go after that? You're in the middle of somebody's fortification. Poof. Arrows coming into you. You just don't. So basically, gas bombs. Lots of maybe just pine leaves for smoke cover. Anything that includes sort of gaseous forms can be used, but as noxious gases, not as hiding, or you know, at least smoke screens, not things like something done like that. God, guys, sorry, I had to come back and it's just gone. Right, hold on. God, the messages have gone a bit nuts now. Hold on. Right, let me catch up. Chosen's dead. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu largely influenced by Kozen Judo rather than old. Yep. Yeah. I mean, Jeremiah, one of the early guys who's always supported me there. Good man. Okay. But they were the first. I don't need to talk about it. You're going to have to give me context. You're a real ninja. Okay, 10 points. Right. No, be careful of Ninja Kujikiri. It's not Ninja Kujikiri. It's Taoist, and it was invented in China, and everybody used it. Everybody said Kujikiri is secret, and then everybody used it. Even doctors used it. So be careful of that one. Now, archery, bizarrely, Lars Anderson has stopped talking to me. I don't know why he stopped talking. I used to do all the audio for Lars Anderson's videos, and I used to chat to him, and he just stopped. I've no idea. I went through this period where I just got a lot of people stopped talking to me. My channel nearly died and everything. I don't know why. As I say, I'm very nice to people, so I'm not sure. Keep going. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bansen Shukai, don't eat yet. We do love the Bansen Shukai. British fitness guru. So, isn't it weird reading these? You're like, this is out of context, this sometimes. Oh, Ninja Domination is on Blu-ray. Excellent. 13 Assassins is very good. What do you think about the restoration of old sword arts from documents? Yes, I think it's superb. In fact, I think that is bang on. Because I just don't believe Japanese sword arts how they are today. When you watch Niten Ichiryu, depending which one you want to do, there's no way Musashi fought like that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that's not how Musashi fought. So I'm saying there's been vast changes. And you look at all these... basically, Tongi... Basically, I think the documents are better because you're talking to a real person that really did it. So I love like the Talhofer stuff. And I love all that because you're like... They're people who were actually living it, whereas if it's transferred in the Japanese stuff over years, changes. And you ask this, and everybody goes mad at me for saying this, but you ask any Japanese master of swordsmanship, and they always say it's changed, it's totally changed. None of them say this is exactly how it was done. No, they're like, this is changed. So I'm a big fan of sort of like going back to the original documents for swordsmanship and using the Koryu schools to maybe check out some details. But I think the documents are better than Koryu by a long shot. Right. Yeah, so I'm the only man doing it. It's mind-blowing. What is wrong with people? You like that? Why are you not doing it? It should be easy, but they keep doing the wrong thing. You're like, why? Why on earth do the Japanese keep putting fake ninjas on everything? Why on earth do they keep talking about, like, I am a massive fan of Kawakami. I think Kawakami's a really nice man, and I support him wholeheartedly. But I don't know why he's forced to do some of the things they do, and you're like, you know that's not true. And they keep saying, get a shuriken out, get this out. And he's like, I've sat with him, and he's like, why? You know, it's just like, why? I don't know. Yes, George, Book of Samurai 3, but it's going to be a while, mate. So crack on. Natori students out there, you should be on Art of War at the minute. Right. Yeah, Bujikan, not Ninja. Everyone hit the like button. Yeah. So I don't know how this works, by the way, whether likes do it or don't do it. Right, Japan occupied post-war. Did an American submarine dock and have documents stolen by an Ninja mission? No, I think, not that I'm aware of that, but Bruno, that might be a wrong telling of the when the Americans came in the 1800s with Perry. They sent a shinobi on board, allegedly, to get the documents off the book. And I think that's correct. So it's not a submarine. It was an 1800s ship in when Perry came, somewhere like that. Yeah, I agree with you, Thomas. They're much more impressive. The ninja, they're more and more impressive. It's just brilliant. Long time, Anthony. Where have you been? What do you mean, where have I been, Mohammed? I've been on bloody YouTube doing videos every other bloody day. Where have you been is the question. Right. Kujikiri, India. Right, okay. So Kujikiri, as far as I'm aware, people argue whether it's Taoist or Indian Buddhist, or whether the Taoist went into India and into the Buddhism. So that is another question, but basically it predates the shinobi. But yes, yes, I've watched Samurai Champloo. I remember watching it when I was in Japan the first time I was there, 2004 to 2005, and a geek friend who moved into my shared apartment had it. He was a bit of an idiot, to be honest. He was not horrible, but he was just a bit weird. Charlie Hedobo died. Who? The modern translation of Bansen. No, there's not. It's not a modern translation. It's a translation of the Bansen Shukai. There isn't. I know Nakashima's done a Bansen Shukai, but the easy thing with Japanese is you just have to write the kanji out. So this is what Yoshi actually pointed out. When me and her do a translation, obviously she does the base translation, but then we have to go through it with a fine comb, and it's a lot of work. If you don't believe me, ask Alex from Taisha Ryu. So basically, you have to understand every kanji, whereas in Japan they don't have to understand every kanji. They just type it, and then the Japanese who read it go, maybe, but it's just the same as the original. Whereas we can't just type the kanji, we have to put the English in, so we have to decide on something. Wales is alright. Taishiru, basically, I'm not putting books out anymore to the publisher where they give me a deadline. I'm writing the books and then giving it to the publisher. So the Taishiru book is about 80% done at the moment. Illustrations are done, full book is written, everything is done. We just now have to get it to the publisher, but I've got to go through with their Soke and their Shihan to check everything. Sorry, my computer keeps turning because I've got to keep my finger on the bloody screen. Michael, we've talked about new books basically before. Bling Ninja is back. I'm not sure what that is, but new books are Yin Yang is coming out, and then something on sort of Bushido is coming out in February, and after that I might be doing something on the I Ching, because you can see the I Ching is there. I might be doing something on that. Yeah, Dick Aspe, I totally agree. I thought when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, I thought I'd sell a ton of books. Didn't make a single bit of difference. Ghost of Tsushima, I'm going to sell loads. 47 Ronin, not a single thing changed any sales. No spike. In fact, I think that was a low point. When 47 Ronin came out, it was a low point of sales. 13 Assassin is awesome, yeah. Very good. Shadow Fighter, I'm back. The problem with the documents compared to the Koryu is the documents are written in a way that you have to be trained in the school in order to be able to understand them. No, I don't agree with that, actually. That's Scott, that. He's a good lad. He helped me out last time. But I don't agree, Scott. Basically, some of them, if they're written down extremely well, then they're very good. Like, you don't need. But yes, there are some where you're like, what does that mean? And totally. But they're also, if you check the documents, like, so look at Musashi and look at what is written in Gorin no Sho, and then look at Nito Ichiryu, Niten Ichiryu, and they're not doing the same thing. They are not doing the same thing at all. And you're like, that's not right. So I think so for me, so this is the problem. Everybody gets dead emotional about this. When you say something like this, like, I prefer the documents to Koryu people break down, like instantly break down. They go really angry. But basically what we need to do is get Koryu, get Japanese language specialists, get historians, and then get together and pull at every angle and see what Japanese fighting. If you actually watch Koryu, it is not how Japanese samurai used to fight. When you actually read war chronicles and stuff, it's pretty brutal, horrible stuff. And I think post-war really changed Koryu. It changed it a lot. And then I'm talking post-Sengoku period, then the changes that went on, and then the changes in, like, you know, because of the Bakumatsu period, is it? All the fighting that went on there, and then obviously World War II, and there's so many changes. If you actually know about sort of Japanese history, the changes that go on between when the document was written to when there, and then it's a continuous school, you're like, there's so many things. And every Japanese master I've ever met says, we've changed, this school has changed from the original. Sorry guys, let me crack on. What happened to JJ? Yeah, JJ, I think he just found a different path. When did I meet Kawakami? Years ago. I've met him about 3 or 4 times. He still owes me half a scroll, actually. He paid for my meal and beer last time. He's a good man. My family was captured by ninjas. Okay. Yeah, no, the problem is, I know Kawakami has to show shuriken because of the tourism things, basically. Most people in Koryu I know in some, and also that there was, I'm not exactly how they would be. Yeah, I agree with that, Scott. I agree with that. Basically, everybody knows it's changed, but nobody agrees that it's changed. It's weird. So you say it's changed, and then they go, "Yeah, okay, but this is how samurai fought." No, when you like, for example, if you read Zohyo Monogatari, there it's more realistic about how he used to fight. He's like battering him over the back of the head with a musket, and he's pulling him off with rakes and cutting them and knifing them, and you just like when you like, for example, take Heika Jodan, right, and you take the concept of Sukidachi, yep, assistant in combat. Nobody ever does it, or you very rarely see it, assistant in combat. What about the side combat? Ichiban Yari assistant, I forgot his name at the minute. But where are all these assistants in combat? You know, like literally a second guy jumping in and killing them. They're no Koryu, and Koryu don't use a wakizashi for some reason. None of them tend to use a wakizashi, but that's originally. If you look at Yagyu Shinkaguryu scrolls, they're not wearing wakizashi and other stuff. So, gotta go, Lord Venus. Okay, sorry, mate. I know. Nice to talk to you. Right, Jay, Kyo Shinkai. Oh, hard man. Sorry. No, sorry, hold on. Here, I really appreciate your work. Don't know how they still push with the Bujinkan stuff. Yeah, I don't know how they push with the Bujinkan stuff. And nothing to do with the martial arts either. I'm totally okay with the martial arts. I think martial arts are personal. If it works for you, it works for you. If you trust it, you trust it. But then ninjutsu is not ninja. It's not real. Basically, at the minute, I'm doing Taisha Ryu. So I've spoke. So this goes back to the stuff talking with Scott and Sengoku Period Studies. By the way, if you don't know Sengoku Period Studies, go and subscribe to him. So get him some more followers because he knows a lot. He's with the Shogunate. So go and subscribe to Scott at Sengoku Studies. But basically, talking to Taisha Ryu. Guys, and he's like, we think this has changed here, we think this is from here, this is probably not how they used to do it, but this one is close to how they did it. So, and Taisha Ryu is one of the ones I've seen that actually looks like it's, you know, close to real combat. Yeah, the Shaolin monks, actually, if I remember my sort of like vague Chinese history rightly, Shaolin monks pretty much died out except for one student who sort of recreated something or sort of remembered it. And that happened for Tamiya Ryu. I started doing Tamiya Ryu, and he was like, well, actually, it was semi-recreated in the 20th century because they just lost it. I was like, well, I'm not doing a recreation. So, you know what I mean? And I don't mean recreated from documents like a guy saw it. It was just a bit like, no, it's a waste of time now. Give me same good book of Ninja, PDF free. No, I'm not giving you a PDF for free. Go and buy it. Some of us have got to eat, you know. Taisha Ryu is a pirate ninja martial art. Okay, tell me how. Tell me how it's a pirate ninja martial art. The Dao Di Ching, right, okay. Basically, yes, there are plans to do that, but they want me to do the I Ching first. So the Dao Di Ching will come. That is why I'm not been doing much on ninjas at the minute, because they've asked me to do a broader thing. So my publisher, you can't really turn a publisher down when they message you and say, could you do this book and you could do that book. Taisha Ryu, yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Martial arts is a difficult one because, hold on, let me just catch up on messages, guys. Let me catch up. Okay. Yes, is Taisha Ryu a branch of Shinkagyu? Yes, it is. Yes, they, Kurando, Marume Kurando, studied alongside Izumi and Kami Izumi, and basically alongside Yagyu as well. We don't know if they ever met Yagyu and Marume Kurando. Sorry, guys, can't have too many Japanese words in the same time. So basically, we don't know if they met, but the legend is they did. Right, what's the name of the martial focusing on Yari? Sojutsu, I think, is what you're thinking. Found one of your books and PDF. By second thing. Yes, thank you very much. Do the PDFs? They were nicked years ago, but you know, can't. Interview with an assassin. It's called Conversations with an Assassin. I might do, actually. I might do, but guys, I'm so stuck at the minute. Yeah, we did loads. You mean the podcasts and more? That should all still be there. There wasn't a podcast. It was only I've had the same channel for 15 years. Yeah, cheers, Scott. Yeah, it's Sojutsu from Scott there. Perfect. Scott, chip in if you need. Carry on. I'll come back to your question, Scott, when I can. Just it's going fast now. I'm just reading. Lord Mark of Cornwall. Lord Mark of Cornwall, if you're from Cornwall, why are you not in Natoryu training with me? Let's get that done, but well done for doing your own stuff. Okay. Gurkha saved my life. Both hated and loved your book. Oh, Right. It was great, it told the truth, but at the same time shattered the mythical. Yeah, but if you actually do the proper research on the ninja, they're more impressive than the other stuff. Yes, you get that moment where you're like, oh, this is crap. I remember at first when I got that moment, I was like, oh, they're just not as cool. And then there's the next moment that comes when it's like, they are well cool. Really, really good. Okay. Still, any plans to work with Stephen K. Hayes? If you don't know, Stephen K. Hayes has just done a forward to a new book on ninja wilderness survival with a gentleman who looks like ex-army. So basically, I think they've just done ex-army stuff and called it ninja. That's the bit I hate. You've got Stephen K. Hayes who could do so much. He's got so many students, and he's got good students, and he's got power, and he just does things like ninja wilderness. Like, what? I'm sure it'll be a wonderful wilderness book with lots of modern information in and lots of scientific information, but I don't think so. You know, which scrolls are you getting this ninja survival from? That's my question. Basically, many people say they want to translate my books into another language, but people don't realize I signed a contract with a publisher, so you have to make a deal with a publisher, and you have to go through a publisher in your own language. So Spanish, I'm now published in about 8 different languages, I think, and each one has to have a legal contract with another publisher. It's not impossible, but it's not as easy to just translate it. Translation's only one part. I'm going to do more on Buddhism because the more I find out about Buddhists, the more I realize they don't actually know much about Buddhism. They know so much about like the intricacies of it. It's the same with Japanese. I find that people, they go on and on and on about knowing about Japanese, and they say this clan did that and this clan did that, and then I asked that question the other day, didn't I? Like on my YouTube channel, I put YouTube up Sagio chords. Nobody's got the answer. Nobody has got the answer. Nobody. And you're like, but they go on and on. So this is back to this Japan at War thing. Basically, forget what you know, enjoy that, put it to one side, and just focus on what you don't know. Ask a question and find a partial answer, and keep asking 1,000 questions, and you'll have many partial answers, and then you'll know something more than you did before. Otherwise, people just go on about, they just basically, there's a big like, look at me, I'm amazing. And if you get past that and just actually think about what can I learn, your life is so much better. Socrates, I think it was Socrates said it, and it was literally, he doesn't know, he realized he didn't know enough, so crack on. And it's everybody should learn that lesson. Black Eagle, keep loving Japanese culture. Without a doubt, it's wonderful. So Bujinkan, guys, I don't claim they're martial arts. Whatever you claim about it, you know, martial arts are martial arts. If you think martial arts are going to work and it's going to stop somebody killing you, you crack on. Right, Sengoku Period Studies. I don't know if you can see the buttons on there, but that's Scott going. My channel is kind of bare at the moment, but I'm doing. Yeah, come on, Scott. Let's get some more videos up. We war, and I'm hoping Sengoku Studies will join us as well and get his face out there and just get everybody knowing, because it was just, we need so much. Everybody should avoid thinking they know everything. Basically, Scott from Sengoku Period Studies knows loads about Japanese history, and I don't know anything about Japanese history. Basically, I've not focused on that. I want to focus on. I honestly have met a lot of people. So, for example, people like Scott, Sengoku Period Studies. He knows so much and everything, but it just highlights how much we don't know. So, and that's my quest, guys, is we know so much about the history, and there are people much better than me about the history. I would be useless at that. But questions like how do you use a Sagio chord, and everybody will tell you how you use it, but when you point out pictures of The Last Samurai, it's suddenly a lot different to how people do it. So really, let's strip back those things and go back. Spanish translation, yeah, as said before, basically we need that. We need legal things. No, I know many people would like me to do that, but I'm obsessed by ninja and I'm obsessed by samurai. So as much as I'd like to do the other stuff, Black Eagle, I don't have. I wish I could stop time for 24 hours a day so I could work and then work again. That would be really good, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. Yes, I agree with you. Japan is on the decline. Shugendo. No, I've never seen the crossover of ninja and Shugendo. Everybody keeps doing this, but I've never seen it, except that you should use Yamabushi as spies because they can move around. That's it. Okay, well, Lord Mark of Cornwall, you can join us and come on the seminars and all that. Yeah, but the thing about bushcraft, this is what annoys me about people who talk about bushcraft in the old world. Right, so what is bushcraft? Learn how to start a fire, yeah? Learn how to navigate by the stars. Learn how to move in the wilderness. Which Japanese person in the Sengoku period did not know that? Which Japanese person could not read north, south, east, and west by the stars, could not start their own fire, could not travel? Everybody travelled by foot. Everybody had to start their own fires. Everybody needed to know directions. Why people focus on bushcraft, I have no idea. I could see a resurgence in traditional martial arts. Yeah, I agree with you. MMA might have peaked now. Now, I don't think we'll go back to traditional martial arts. We should go back to historical martial arts. So if we go back to the documents, we go back to the Koryu, and we strip Koryu back down to its essence and get rid of all the crap that's gone on for like most of the crap came in the last 50 years when you just like had people, it didn't have to work. So you look at Koryu up to the late 1800s, a lot of sword fighting happened in the late 1800s, and you got to test your swordsmanship pretty harsh. But then after that, not much happened after World War II, and it got very... So you got World War II next, where they actually had to do fighting. And I literally got Yoshie to go to the library the other day, and she went through a man who'd made... In 1940, he was called... Oh, I forgot his name. But basically, in 1940, he went through and asked all the World War soldiers who'd done kendo, how good was it, you know, their martial arts. And they said, no, distance is gone, timing is out, we don't do any of that, we don't hit there, the sword's totally shorter than that, it doesn't work. And he was just like, it doesn't work. So basically we need to strip it all down and get back to historical martial arts, and everyone get together and actually work out how samurai used to fight. Is this working now, Kieran? Yes. Bonsai tree, yes. Ikebana, yes. No, they're not modern things at all. In fact, we have the images of Ikebana from going to war. So samurai used to do pre-Ikebana for going to war, which was cool. And we got it done in Japan, and it was well expensive. Thank you very much, Kennedy. Ghost Dog. Go Tompo. Basically, Go Tompo arrived. So this is the 5 hiding things of the ninja, right? Go Tompo. And it appears in a Japanese document from 1716, and it is there, which is a translation of a Chinese dictionary, I think. And basically that's where the Bujinkan got it from. So is this very famous Wakan something, and that's where it says it, and they've just nicked it from that. Probably Gingetsu Ito probably nicked it from there as well. So Stephen Hayes does a lot of Shugendo, so I don't understand why he's doing army stuff. I'm a Bujinkan practitioner. Yeah, I don't understand why Stephen Hayes is doing what he's doing. He's got a woman who can... Do I think a she-male ninja is good? I'm not sure what that means. Beyond, I know what it means, but I don't understand the point. I love Bujinkan stuff, no problem. Enjoy the Bujinkan, but just remember their ninjutsu is not correct. I don't like mixing history. It's either true or it's not true. Right, Stephen Hayes seems to be doing a show. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's up to. Stephen Hayes should basically just get in gear, get his wife, get his students, and do something on samurai and ninja. He's got a good name. He's got a real good excuse of why he did the wrong stuff in the past, and now he could get back at it. Yeah, Lord Mark of Cornwall, come on, join us. We have a... Don't forget, if you join Natori, you get your number, and then you get my newsletter as well. Yeah, Ninja doesn't... I know Jeremiah doesn't need to do it at all. Yeah, let's get... To be honest, I have very few fans in Britain. Is Scott gone? Is Sengoku Period Studies gone? Is he still around? The progress on Book of Samurai 3. So for those who weren't there at the beginning, basically, I've got Miyako on one side and Yoshi on the other. All right, Scott, just checking you were still there. And they're both working on... So Miyako is working on Suisen Yoho and Kundo Yoho. So Suisen Yoho is aquatic warfare, naval warfare, and Kundo Yoho is the path of the Lord. Yoshie is working on Gunshu Yoho, basically military teachings manual points, and also possibly Gunbai Yoho, but we don't know. She's working on the first one, and whenever the first one gets finished, we then go. But we're nowhere near. Yoshi is going to beat Miyako. Yoshi had a long break, but Miyako doesn't have much time. Works a lot slower. Yoshi has a lot more time. So Yoshi is catching up fast now. So whichever one comes first is the next one. It's giving me make it right. Okay. Okay, where have we gone? Right. Sorry, I've just got to come back. Historical martial arts is important. It needs to be focused. I wish we'd make I wish we'd start using different terms. Traditional martial arts for Koryu that's been passed down and gone through change, which is still awesome. I think they're brilliant. Don't get me wrong, they're amazing. But we should divide it between historical as well, because there's traditional means it's been passed down and it's got the culture and the wonderful, and I call it the golden thread. Imagine a golden thread has had lots of things on top of it, and there's a golden thread inside of Koryu. Let's break it open and get back to that golden thread. But it isn't how it is. I'm bored still. You go to a Koryu demonstration and it's like, no, I can see how that would work. I can see the essence inside of the movement. I can see that. But then when you read documents and it's like if you read Mubyoshiru, right? Mubyoshiru, we found the descendants and it's not the correct pronunciation. And if you read that book, it's like when you're being gripped, headbutt, bite through their wrists, and then you're sort of knifing people in the guts, or you put a piece of cloth on the floor and they look down and then you cut the head off. And then you go to see Koryu and you're like, this is not happening, is it? But you can see how it's got to be changed and changed and changed, and so it gets to the point where it's like very formulaic, and you're like, as much as the real truth is inside of Koryu, the formula just needs to be rebroken down. My house is cozy, guys, so basically I've got the fire going at the minute, and I'm in an old Welsh cottage, and it's really nice actually. I hate brick buildings. I don't want to ever live in one. Like even HEMA, the thing that annoyed me with HEMA is everybody's like, I'm correct, and you're like, well, so this is the thing about Koryus. They say they're correct, but they've changed, and you can see they've changed. And HEMA say they're correct, but they have no lineage, so you don't know if they're correct. So actually, it would be really good if we found a line between Koryu and HEMA, or whatever you want to call it. And are more books about ninjas? Oh, right, there's a missing scroll by Chikamatsu Shigenori. Chikamatsu Shigenori says that there is a scroll with ninja tools in there. I cannot find it anywhere, guys. I'd need about £2,000 to go through all his scrolls, to order them all, and then see which ones, and then not throw them away, but put them in my sort of box and say, well, this is the ninja stuff. But I'd need about £2,000 and a Japanese translator for a weekend to go up, order them all. So if you don't know, you go to Japan, you go into the library, you fill in the numbers, and you sort of like, then you got to buy a hotel for everyone who's going, dinner for everyone for 2 days, whoever's helping you, fill all the scrolls, and then this, sort it all out, check all your passports and everything, do all this or whatever they do, and then you sort of like get your scrolls, and then somebody's got to go through them. It'd take about a week's worth of work and about £2,000 or $2,000 maybe, something like that, just to get the scrolls, to then say, is his missing ninja stuff here? No, or yeah, it would be annoying. Yes, John, please do spread it, please do, that would be amazing. Yes, we will do it right. Basically, guys, I don't have a dojo, so I live in this cozy little cottage, and I would love to do. I need a cameraman to follow me around. I need somebody on the opposite end, an uke, and I need me, and I need somewhere to go. I've got me, and I need 4 things, and I just can't do it. So I would love to get in a dojo with someone, with some kit, and there's somebody on the other side, and let's go through it. Like Ben Morgan was going to be that person, but he's just gone. Jay Kane would be that person, but he can never get him out of his bloody house. He's like a hobbit. He's more of a hobbit. Hold on, right, where are we up to? Right. Right, okay, yep. Desmond, no problem. Thank you very much. I've not seen the Hattori Hanzo descendant documents yet. I've not seen them. I've heard about this descendant, but I've not seen them. Knifing the groin was much better than knifing in the gut, though. Warfare back in those days was really... Yeah, so basically, this is what I like about the knifing stuff. The 3 strikes to one place. Bang, bang, bang. And then you bang, bang, bang again. And that's it. And Mubyoshiru, so Scott is right there, but Mubyoshiru has got an amazing tachi skill where you take an in posture, meaning like... and yang, yin and yang posture, basically. So the yin one is more subtle, flexible, if you like, and yang is push. And you basically go back, pull up the tassets of the armor, draw your tachi and knife them in the nuts, which is mint. Who doesn't want to knife someone in the nuts? Right. Let's get back to Scott. Knifing, yep. So, but yeah, because the knifing in the gut, but it was basically 3 strikes, and you're definitely going to get a lot of blood coming out. Okay, right. So the show, yes, Gustavo, yes. So very recently we found, and you might not be aware of this, but Sean Askew, where how it's pronounced, has got a copy of the Gunzo Yodoki. Now we've got various copies of different things, but some are partial, some are missing sections, and there are various copies of Gunzo Yodoki out there. And he's found one. Annoyingly, we missed it, but that confirms with Natori's. And Nakashima's got one, but basically Gunzo Yodoki, it's confirmed that Natori wrote it. It wasn't at first confirmed, but his name is absolutely there, and it has 11 points of the Shinobi no Maki in there, and then you get his other scroll, and then the Shoninki. So basically, you get 3 scrolls, and yes, but probably it will be Book of Samurai last volume. Now the reason for that is because legally my Shoninki is with Tuttle Publishing, so I have to either retranslate it or whatever. But yes, so Sean Askew will get out Gunzo Yodoki first before us. But hey, you know, it will be nice for everybody to see it, because yes, it's going to be a long time away. So no, we didn't. So yes, so Jeremiah's asking, Gunzo Yodoki is one that we have partial copies of, because we've got one that seems to be a Kuden version, so there's more, but the name is slightly different. But we need the end of it. We're missing the end of it to check if it is the same one, and the volume listings. And we have other scrolls from a different Gunzo Yodoki, so it's not all patched together yet. But we've got Nakashima, so we've got a lot of versions of it, but it's all patched all over. So I would like to get them all fulfilled, and I want Gunyaku Yoho. Oh, Gunyaku Yoho, I wish was here. That is the powder scroll of Natoryu, but it's the most rare. Everybody talks about the Shoninki being like the secret ninja manual. Actually, there are like 12 copies. It's the one scroll there are more copies of anything else from. So, you know, Haven, I wish I'd be hired by a computer games company or a movie company. I wish they would. I don't know why. They keep hiring other people, but I've no idea why. I don't know. The gods don't shine on me in the minute, and the gods are waiting for something for my moment. Well, Lord Mark of Cornwall, if you've got a dojo and a bloody camera and editing, you can do my stuff, and I'll come down to you and we'll do it. I need someone. My Silver Master Ninja, my teacher was suddenly part of Koryu, and this was an old master guy. Okay, cool. You can beat me and use me as a training dummy. Yep, basically. But you in the UK, Kennedy? No, I do not think Fujibashi would have. Right, so ninja documents. It annoys me when people say, "Oh, we think the ninja documents are fake." That's utter nonsense. There are exaggerations in ninja documents. There are misunderstandings in ninja documents. There are incorrect things in ninja documents, but they're not made up, like, you know, made up on the whole. It would be impossible. I've said this before. It's the time travel paradox. For the ninja documents to be made up, you would have to get someone to either have a massive conspiracy or a time traveling machine. So Chikamatsu is writing in Nagoya, yeah, roughly, I think. And Isui Sensei, Natori, is writing in Kishu, and they're writing 10 years apart, and they're writing extremely similar things. Fujibayashi is in Iga Mie, and he's writing at the same time, just before Chikamatsu, but around the same time as Natori. And they're writing slightly different things, but similar things. They would all have to be in cahoots with each other. That's not just the 3 of them. There are about 300 ninja manuals, maybe 400 ninja manuals when you add them all up. So it would take 400 people across 4 centuries to be in contact with each other, or each other's descendants, to write things that are not the same, but are almost identical in the sense that, you know, it's the same skill set, but using different words. And for them all to get together and then sort of like say, okay, we'll make this so in the year 2020, somebody's going to be confused. Or somebody got in a time machine, went back and planted a load of ninja scrolls that said roughly the same thing, but in different handwriting styles, and they did about 400 copies of it. Okay, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. This live chat is lit. How often you'll be doing this? As long as bloody COVID goes down, because Saturday night I would normally be with my girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not. Next time I'll do it, but I will be doing it again. Right, George. Basically, I think it's very good that people should live. So you get two different types of people in the sort of samurai ninja world, and that is people who follow the history, absolutely, and they don't really understand the people who like live like samurais. And those people who sort of live like samurais don't really bother enough with the history. We need to sort of have a bit of a melding of that, where the history, because the samurai themselves really studied history. They really did. They were always all over their classics. And while history in the medieval period, so basically people in the medieval period looking at their own history are often wrong, and we have a lot more information about them. But if somebody is talking, so for example, let's take Isui Sensei, Book of Samurai. When he's talking about his day and age, he knows what he's talking about because he's living it, and he's like going, yeah, I do that, and we do this, and this is what we do. But when he's talking about what Kusunoki Masashige did, he doesn't know, because we probably know more, because Isui Sensei was not there, and it's 300 years before, and we have better technology now. But we don't have. So when Isui Sensei says when he walks at night, ties white paper to his shoe so that it reflects in any of the dimmest light, and he can get his sort of bearings on the horizon as he walked. We know he did that because he wrote it down, and that's what he does. But is he correct about what Kusunoki Masashige does? Who knows? Who knows? So, yep. Amazon Historical Ninjas. I wish somebody would be my sort of like contact Amazon person. Somebody should contact Amazon, contact every computer games company and say, you need to speak to Antony Cummins. Because basically, I just don't have time. It takes hours and hours of my time when I could be writing, and I've got a million books to write, and the publishers are barking down my neck for new books. Out of the three great shows, which is the most fun and exciting to work through for you? Right. Ban Senshukai is by far the best. It's the best book. It's just amazing because it's simple. It was easy. Yoshie was like, it's pretty easy this. I don't know why people are finding it difficult. You know, she was like, no, it's easy this. Shinobi Hiden was, it's like almost there. Shinobi Hiden is like, it's there but not there, and you sort of get it but you don't get it. You need to have a lot more background knowledge of Japan, which I didn't have at the time, you know, to really get it. And now I go back to it, I'm like, okay, now, you know, because bit by bit, you know, I'm filling in the blanks of my quite limited knowledge of Japanese history, and that's starting to come in now. And Shoninki is by far my favourite, but Shoninki is the most, like, Shoninki Gekkan, the third scroll of the Shoninki, is a masterpiece. Of all the scrolls that have ever been written, that's my favourite thing. Shoninki Gekkan is by far my favourite thing. So, what kind of weirdo would rather hang out with his girlfriend? I know, to be honest, she doesn't talk about ninja. Get out of my face, woman. She doesn't talk about ninja, so, you know. Well, okay. Actually, she's really interesting, to be fair. Is there a listing? Yes, there is a listing. You can get the listing. It's in Japanese, and it's on the Iga Ueno Library. They have the Fujita Seiko collection and the Okusei collection. And yes, they're there, and they won't let anybody see them. I've filled all the paperwork in. I've had other people fill the paperwork in. I've asked them directly. I've been like, are you going to show me that or not show me that, because you're messing me around now? And they were like, no, we're not going to show you. So basically, no, they're not going to show us. But they have about, I think, roughly 300 scrolls, because the problem is you don't know how much ninjas in some. Some are copies, some of this, so it's a little bit difficult. I think I have about 50 ninja scrolls in total. Different ninja scrolls, not, you know, 50, but it depends how you count them, because some are small. Look at this guy, Fujin. Okay. Okay, about the thingy. Yeah, Sengoku. Yeah, what? Girls? Scott, basically girls? So, I was alone for 5 years because I live in the middle of nowhere, and I ended up finding my girlfriend on a mountain, like that, you know. I just put her in a bag and brought her home. But so now I'm back to girlfriends. But yeah, no, I spend more time on here. And to be fair, I just spent a week with her, and I was like, I miss me ninjas. But it was nice to have a bit of the thingy. But yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, mate. Right. Yeah, do you remember when she waxed me nose? We did that to get views, actually, because it was when my channel was dying, so I was like, right, let's get her to wax me nose and do some cupping and everything. Got no views. My channel is crap. I don't know why. I don't know why I still do it. I do it because I genuinely want you guys to really enjoy the ninja. I do. I love the ninja. I love the ninja so much. I love samurai so much. And I genuinely want to get to the bottom of it all. And I'm really... Okay, yeah, you're laughing at my pain. So I do. And what I find really frustrating is I'm dead nice to people. I'm like, you know, let's do it. And they're just horrible. They're horrible creatures, humans. And I've never understood it. And it's the same as football. I can't understand it. It's like football. That's soccer to you Americans. So everybody loves this sport so much that they've covered the wall in the flags and they've got the little bits and that. And like, they love it. They know everything about this, that and the other. But one team is coloured red and the other team is coloured blue. And they'll fight. I was born in 1978, which means I was brought up in the 1980s Britain, which means punk rockers, hooligans, graffiti, American culture coming in, and basically football fans killing each other. And I've always thought, if you both like football, why do you hate each other so much? And it's the same with samurai. You go anywhere and people hate me for just pointing out something's wrong. I didn't go wrong and say, you're wrong, mate. I'm like, guys, so in my head, I'm sat here and I'm like, right, let's think about the samurai. And I'm trying to picture what the samurai were doing. So here's an example. So I'm like, Japanese people take their shoes off when they go indoors, yeah? And you see it in all the films and everywhere. And they always take their shoes off when you go indoors. All right, okay, everybody knows that. But nobody takes their shoes off outside. No one. In any film, in any dojo or anything like that, they all take their shoes off inside, even though they're in England or America. And they all go into the Koryu dojos and they take their shoes off and they don't go. But actually, if you read the Jesuit accounts, which I have done, many of them, it clearly states that people of a lower social rank, that could be a high-ranking samurai to an even higher-ranking samurai, have to take their shoes off. So this Jesuit's running across a bridge and he's going to see Oda Nobunaga. And this is a proper 1500s, 1600s account. Obviously, the accounts were written down sometime by the same person that went there. They're not later accounts. They're actually from the people there, but sometimes they wrote when they got home. Sometimes they're diaries of the day. But basically, Jesuit's running across in his little robes, and he sees Oda Nobunaga, because he's going to see him, and he takes his feet out of his zori, because the sandals are actually the... which ones are they? Tell me the name, someone. You got the ones that you tie up and the ones that you just slip your feet into. And they're just to slip the feet in. And a lot of them are only half sandals. So in Japan, this idea of everybody stringing their feet up, actually they're wearing half sandals. And he takes his feet out of the sandals to pay respect to Oda Nobunaga. And Nobunaga goes, no. Put your shoes back on. Come over. If you're on a horse, you dismount, let the senior person go past, and then you mount again. But you never see it. So my idea is, I'm like, I love the fact that I can come along and go, actually, guys, we can add some... And everybody hates it. Oh. Like I once said, you don't worry about the knot on your hakama. Koryu people keep having this cross knot. We looked in this cross knot. It isn't there in the Sengoku period. It seems to be a late Edo, early Meiji period cross knot thing. Nearly everybody has the knot that is in the ichi style, the single style. Everybody puts this cross knot in, and they will spit at you if you don't do this cross knot. I don't even know how to tie it. I don't bother with it because it's a later thing. Sengoku period, you're tying it, and the thing is, Sengoku period, you don't wear hakama with your armor. You wear what are they called? What are they called? Slim trousers with a hole in, so you can have a waz and go to toilet. And what are they called? And basically, they're easy to go under your armor, or you have bare legs. But everybody wears their hakama with it, and like they're not. How do you go to toilet with your armor on? And hakama, you just don't have it. So I don't understand why these people go fully mad when we point these things out. I'm like, guys, I'm not trying to say you're rubbish. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I'm not trying to say like you're crap. But there are things we don't know about the samurai and things we misunderstand. Fuck you, Cummins. That's all I get. Anyway, so let's rant over. Let me see what's happened since there. All right, okay. Right, sorry guys, let me go through this. I've lost... Oh, Jesus, a lot came through. Right, hold on. Right, okay, guys. Right, nose. I've been contacted. Rock Game Studios. Right, Haven. I'll get them in touch with me. Get them in touch with me personally, and email me Antony J Cummins at yahoo.co.uk. My name is Antony J Cummins. No H, no G, and get me in touch with them. Yeah. George, I thought torturing me would get loads of views, but it got none. I'm sure, honestly. Do people believe... Tell me if you believe in the ancestors or not. Everybody here is probably a Koryu. Oh, it's a Shogunuts Online. Here he is. The mighty Nick. Oh, he's a beast. He's a beast, the Nick. Right. Do you believe in the gods or not? Do you not? What type of person are you? Right. the Shogunate is here, guys. So I would like to do a live chat with him. Me, him, and Scott would be wonderful. Yeah, don't watch football. It's ridiculous. Actually, I'll tell you what. What advice? So we've got Candox here, guys, and he says, what should he do to study medieval Japan? What advice would you give him? What would be the best thing to do? Because it is a difficult one. I would probably go, in fairness, I would start by going on to the Shogunate's Discord. So go on to the Shogunate's channel, click on About, click Discord, and sign up and start asking questions there, and you'll see Sengoku Period Studies. Scott will start answering your questions, and everybody there will help you out. That's the best place to start. Right. Yeah. So Nick's come on, and they're all like, bollocks, get off, Anthony, get him off. Nick's on. Right, that's the end of questions there, guys. So we're getting up to 80 minutes. I'm not going to go on forever, guys, because Echo, what time is it?
It's 10:07 p.m.
Right, it's 10:07, so I'll go on for a bit longer, guys. Probably about another half an hour. Then I'm going to cut this down and then get a drink, go to the bathroom, because it's going to be like 2 hours, and then thingy. So, right. Please listen to Anthony. Yes, about what? Everything, Nick? Or just go on the Discord? Yes, go on Nick's Discord, guys. Please do. Please do. I don't believe that we shouldn't be support for each other, and I can't understand the arguments between people. When people agree on 99% of things, why do they focus on 1% of what they don't agree on? I do not understand it. I would love to sit in a room with all you guys, with Nick, with Scott, Sengoku Period Studies, Jeremiah, George, all these people. I'd love us all to sit down and have a proper chat. But for some reason, everybody goes, well, he disagrees with that, and I'm like, I don't get it. Why are we doing that? Right. Right, okay. Yeah, you do need to send me a card, Jeremiah. You shouldn't not do that. No, I hate whiskey. So, Monkey God, whiskey is the worst drink. Why do people drink it? It's disinfectant. I use it for cleaning the toilet. It's crap. So, Severus, basically, like, I'm not quite sure on this question. Which fields of occupation besides would profit the most? Basically, I have an understanding of Taoism, Shintoism, Confucianism, Buddhism as a base to understand. Understand that in history, those became more prominent as they went along. That'll give you the ethos of what it is to be a samurai. Understand the caste system and that how you can adapt that to today, because that is definitely part of samurai culture. People forget that the samurai did their best to take power away from the rightful ruler and rule the country. And then not only that, then argued the best way to do it, and then argued about that, and then argued even more, and then they all killed each other, and then they thought, oh, we'll invade Korea. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful with these, because if you take actual samurai stuff and bring it to the forward, a lot of it doesn't work for today. I don't mean that you can't do it, you can, but you've got to be careful what you pick. But first of all, get an idea of Japan and the way of Japanese. But on the whole, be truthful. So on the whole, samurai is about loyalty and truth. And as much as they might not have fulfilled that purpose, that's genuinely what they all harp on about. Even the earlier days is just be honest, even if you're being brutal. So as being a modern samurai, I've started TikTok, by the way, guys. The publisher have made me go on TikTok, and I'm called The Modern Samurai. So, right. Let's see what else has come up. Yep, I think we should get Scott. I don't know how to, basically. So if you've come in late, guys, my thread, it won't stay on. It keeps fading away. So I'm going to have to talk to someone how to keep it there. So it'd be nice if somebody run it that wasn't me and a bit of a tech idiot. So if sort of like we got Scott, the Shogunate, Japan at War, and myself, and somebody ran it for us, and we had 4 of us on the screen, it'd be excellent. And we did it on Shogunate's channel, which is bigger. Right, Ghost Dog listening. Whiskey is the devil. So I have a tradition in this house. When you visited my house 5 times, you get your own mug, cup. So basically, on the 6th time it arrived, and my mate got so hammered by whiskey, and you get to choose what's on it. It's personalised, and I pay for it, and you get to choose what's on it. And my mate, some of them have got like Empress and Princess and King of this and all that, and but one of them's got no more whiskey. And they've said it depends on how they feel. It'd be like, no, more whiskey, or no more whiskey, because they're usually vomiting. So, thanks, Ghost Dog. Game of Thrones. Do you remember when they said Age of Samurai was going to be Game of Thrones? And you're like, no, it was not that good. I tried to be as nice as possible about Age of Samurai, and Nick just ripped it a new one, didn't he? And then after that, everybody just like hated it. I didn't think it was that bad, but you guys hated it. Would you like to have a community Discord for all of yours come together? So basically, Haven, if you're going on Discord, go on to the Shogunate's Discord. I'm on his Discord. So if you want to chat to me, go on there. So it's the Shogunate. Go to About, click Discord. I'm on there. I don't get to spend a lot of time, guys, because I'm just busy. Yeah, Shogunate could host it on his channel. Right, George has just subscribed to Sengoku Studies. Scott, get some more videos out and get some stuff out. This was a fun live stream. Thank you. No problems. If you've got to go, guys, go. As I say, I won't be staying forever. But, right, ninja mind reading abilities. It's not as crazy as you think, but it's not. It's more the magic. It's esoteric magic. And a lot of people, it's not quite ninja magic. Right, I'm just going to come off this for a minute so I can do it, but I'll have to go back in a minute. Everybody goes, is it ninja this, ninja that, ninja that? No, it's samurai this, samurai that, samurai this. So it's samurai magic, it's samurai tools, and they are people doing ninjutsu. And by samurai, I mean including all military people, the ashigaru. So ashigaru, right, here we go, Nick and Scott from Sengoku Peer Studies. My question is this. I ask one person, are ashigaru samurai or not? You get the answer no. You ask another person, they say yes. Because where do the ashigaru stand? I'm not talking about the peasant ashigaru. I'm talking about the ones that are fully hired in barracks. They're permanent standing armies. They don't go back to their farm fields. I went to view a museum which was one of the last standing barracks of ashigaru, and these were fully trained, fully armed and operational. Ashigaru who never went home. They lived as warriors. Are they samurai or not? Most people say no, but what are they then? They're not farmers and they're not samurai. Some people say they have. They weigh 2 swords. I think ashigaru, even after the sword ban, wear 2 swords. Somebody find that out for me. Do ashigaru wear 2 swords after Hideyoshi's sword ban? If they do, they're samurai. Of that, you know what I mean? Or are they? Argue it. Change my mind. So, I've totally forgot where I was going with this, but basically, so it's not ninja magic or ninja this and ninja that. It's samurai stuff. And by that I mean ashigaru included. Professional military men going out there doing their stuff. Even low peasants had magic. So there's a magic where you put hot coals in a footprint of a thief and write on a ward and everything, and it will get, and they use the word shinobi, but it's not shinobi no mono, it's shinobi thief, and they say that will, you know, like hurt the thief. So that's not ninja magic, but it's about shinobi. So shinobi magic is not necessarily shinobi magic. It is samurai magic used for clandestine things. So let's see what's gone on. So this idea of like reading minds and all that. They do have crazy stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's totally crazy stuff out there. Like changing, Shoninki says it changed people's relationships with a spell, which is a Taoist sort of spell that's powered up. But you know what I mean? It's samurai, not ninja. Yes, you could say, oh, it's ninja because it's a sub-branch, but we're talking about samurai. Right, God, let me go back, guys. So I could host it on my channel, Shogunate, this fun live stream. Thank you. It's a shame so much time away from writing hard. Yes, on a Saturday night. Yeah, it was fun. I did what had to be done regarding Age of Samurai. Yeah, Nick, we know you did. Whoa, the full slaughter of Nick. I was like, I was being nice. Right. Okay. Ghost Dog's putting up. Yeah, I know. Right, so Scott, basically everybody's done these videos on it, but could somebody do a video on what was right? So what would be really nice, Scott, is if somebody did a video on what they did right for a change. Like, yeah, this guy did there, or this guy did that, or saying what was right and what was wrong. But, you know, again, I have to say this, I have worked on documentaries. It's not how you imagine, guys. It's not how you imagine. They're on a shoestring budget. They've got actors in for one day because the guy's got to go off back to his job. and they can't cut their hair bald because he's literally getting married the next week, or he's got a job and a wife, so he can't do it. They're not like Hollywood actors where they get full prosthetics. So most of the stuff that people were having a go at is actually unavoidable. I think they should have done a single 1.5 hour documentary with that money, I think. I don't know what you're screaming at. Oh, right, okay, yeah. No, I do not agree with Akuto being the origin of Shinobi at all. In fact, Akuto themselves are, I think, misunderstood. I just don't. I read something. Somebody helped me with this one. I read something where actually they wore outlandish clothes like yellow headbands or female dress to show that they went against society. But I'm reading that in secondary sources, not primary. Remember, guys, I try to divide between primary sources and secondary sources, and I try to get as much primary as possible or reliable secondary sources. So no, I don't believe that. Well, there's no evidence for it. Show me the evidence for it. It's like there's none. There's none. As far as we are aware, the samurai developed clandestine special forces operations. Some people who did that job, even if it was just for an afternoon, were known as shinobi. Eventually, that job became organized and it became a shinobi no mono who was a full-time person doing that job. And we don't know what date that happened. We just know that's roughly how it went about, and that specializations came. And the big thing is, another question for you guys out there, you history people, is how organized was Japan after Nobunaga versus how organized was Japan before Nobunaga? Because we all see the shinobi momono, the shinobi after Nobunaga, and it's like becomes much more organized as a, everybody, once we get unification, and unification means a unification of vocabulary, and nobody's ever done a study of the vocabulary unified after Tokugawa, basically, and suddenly all these older words disappear and they're all stuck with these words, and we get dictionaries come out and all that. So maybe that's why we start to see one word being used. Right, so Sengoku Studies, Scott. So this is my question for ashigaru. I don't mean in English. I mean, they're not farmers. So what do we get? We get warriors, farmers, artisans, merchants, yeah? Except that's not the correct caste system, because you've also got nobility, you've also got the priesthood, and you've got outcasts. So you've got nobility, warriors, farmers, artisans, merchants, priests, outcasts. So we're on 7. So where the bloody hell do ashigaru fit in? You like that? Where do ashigaru fit in? Nobody can answer this question. Gun Samurai had a good point. He said, do they have surnames? They probably don't have surnames. But I've still yet to understand the surname thing in Japan, because not only samurai had surnames, it seems that some people were allowed surnames. I get so confused. So if somebody can explain to me the surname thing, like actually not just samurai had surnames, the rest didn't. There's a middle ground somewhere. Dark Side of Japan, magic. I did that on this. Basically, when Yoshie went off, she had to go through a divorce. When she went off, I just wrote Dark Side of Japan because it had so much extra information. Christopher Smith, thank you very much. Yep. Now, yep, and the Jizamurai stuff. Now, one thing that I've sort of like need to get totally down is that Jizamurai are only seen as half samurai after what's the edict, if you like that word, if you like, basically when does that law go out that samurai have to come into the castle towns? So there's a point where who puts out this law? They say, right, we need all samurai off the hills, dismantle everything, you've got to live in your castle town. And across Japan, one castle, one domain, everyone live in the castle. Then suddenly the word Jizamurai means not samurai. Well, they are samurai, but they're like people who are like not. So the question is, are Jizamurai samurai? It says samurai in the word, so yes for me. Are Jizamurai different before the castle town migration, if you like, away from the valleys and the hills and the farms? So to me, Jizamurai is just a term to mean those people who stayed in the country, or those people who are now not elite with the town folk. They're not in the know. So we have to be careful with this Jizamurai thing, because when does it become half? Does Jizamurai ever fall out of the samurai thing, because in my opinion it doesn't. It's always a form of samurai, the same as goshi, the I think, oh come on, somebody catch me up on this one, koka goshi maybe, or ika goshi, I can't remember which way around it is. There's two, and there's ika and koka, and they're literally samurai. I've seen a picture, guys, I can't publish it, they won't let me publish it, but I've got a copy of it, and it's a picture of the last Ohara family member who wrote the not wrote the Bansen, from the Bansen Shukai family, the Ohara family. And they said, in every book you'll ever read, mine included, it says the ninja become farmers because they lose their jobs. And that is true. That's true. But actually, it's not that clear cut. In this picture, the guy who's a farmer, right? Basically, he's actually not a farmer. That's wrong. He's goshi, I think it is. Goshi. Basically, it's either koshi or goshi, old samurai. But I've heard it said two ways in Japan. But ko for old and shi for samurai. And it means not old samurai. It means samurai from a lineage, but who's no longer samurai, which means he doesn't have an income. But the photograph, which is amazing, is him in hakama with the proper wings on and everything, or the full, at least, decent kit. He's got two swords. He lives in a lovely farmhouse with servants, and he doesn't put his hands in the soil. His servants do, but he doesn't have an income from the government, and he's not a samurai. Really? You're like, he's not a samurai. He walks on with two swords. He has a surname, Ohara. He's called samurai from old. He has servants. He has a house that has land and, you know, a little bit of crops, and you're like, people class them as farmers, and you're like, no, they're not. They're koshi, old samurai families. Okay, let me go back. So yes, so that was Scott's. That's to add on to Scott's point there. Kokujin, I can't remember that one. Kokujin, from koku, meaning like they're... you'll have to explain that one to me, mate. I don't remember it. I think that should make a good fit between warriors and farmers. But yeah, it's like, where do they fit in? Oh, Shadow Fighter 64, thank you for watching. Yeah, I can't remember it either, but I do know. So basically, what a lot of people don't realise, and somebody pointed out, it was an academic, I can't remember, it's one of those really boring academic articles that you get. Sat in Manchester University going, Jesus, this is dry. But he pointed something good out, and it was like, they're probably, even though cities existed in Japan, the question is when did the first cities actually exist? And he says that most of the samurai that you are thinking about live in farms, in villages, and they literally run the farms. They come out and they look over their land. Have you seen, oh, come on, what is it? Shogun. Is it Shogun? Not the Shogun, not Nick, but 1980s Shogun. And he's put in charge of a village, or he's with a samurai who's in charge of a village. That's how it used to be. They were up in the hills in the villages, and they're all out there, and they're just samurai. And then at one point, like as it changed the Edo period, they basically bring all the samurai to towns into the samurai district, and that's a massive. And then basically, you know what happens when people live in towns and they're aristocratic, or they have aristocratic blood, or they have nothing to do. They basically call how much people in the country are, stupid. And they're not as refined because they don't have this teacup and all this teacup and all that. And actually, just because you're more refined doesn't make you a better warrior. So these guys out in the hills were doing their stuff, and then they form into Jisamurai. And they basically mainly means like brutal samurai, like those of the land, the guys out there still doing it. So yeah, so I'm with Scott. I don't remember the time, but we've got to remember that there's the mountains, and then there's coming to the cities. And it's a different, and then it's like, oh, Roger, did you see this? And they're all like, it starts to get a bit softer, and then they all start gambling, and then they go into the brothels, they're doing illegal things. Then, have you ever read Mui's story or something? He's the guy who's the father of one of the big characters from the Meiji Restoration, and he was a bastard. He was robbing people, being half gangster. He was like, gambling everything away, and he's a full-on samurai, and the father of a really, really famous samurai, and he said he was a nightmare. So you got to be careful about when we see it as like farmers, samurai, like it's a bit more thingy than that. Right, hedge knights. Oh yes, a bit of MR, not MR James, Martin, whatever he's called. Decoy vegetables. Right, so let's go through Sengoku Studies 1. I really should go soon, guys. But this is quite interesting now. We've got interested, haven't we? Oh, I've just removed something, I think, by accident. But the process of urbanizing samurai away from landowners in castle city dwellers began on a number of daimyo in the mid-16th century, but it took a while to reach its zenith. Yes, so basically we get this sort of like, oh, for God's sake, this idea that they all start coming in, and that's what I'm trying to ask you guys. Does anybody remember the dates? But as Scott says from Sengoku Studies, yes, it's sort of like by the Edo period, we've totally got that. And if you look at the new laws going out in the Edo period, it's totally changing. So the way samurai are 1550 to the way samurai are 1650, it's a vast amount of change. There's so much more. Like, for example, I asked Yoshie, I think I've told a few of you this. No, I want you in, Scott. I want you in. You're a good lad. You know what I mean? I want you in here. So, which is good. The Shogunate died, though. Where's our friend Nick gone? He just buggered off, didn't he? Where's the answers, Nick? Bloody, you got a channel, haven't you? But you need a script for it. Come on, Nick. Where is it? Right, okay. So, totally forgot where we were there, guys. I was just ripping the piss out of Nick. So, right. So, right, I asked Yoshie, I said the question, how can you tell, and if you've heard this story before, I apologise, but I said to Yoshie, the year is 1550, roughly. How can you tell a samurai is a samurai? What are your answers? In fact, let me go, I'm just going to go to the bathroom, guys, and just get a drink. So I'm just, oh, Shogun's still there. The year is 1550, you're walking down the street, how do you tell who is a samurai? I'll be back in a minute. Right, okay, I'm back. We're on, my father gave me this as a gift, so we're on that. Right, let's see some of the answers. Right. Don't say the swords. Right, George. YouTube stealing, alright. I wasn't born yet. Right. Yeah, hold on, let's see what Thingy has to say. It's actually a bit of a tricky question. It looks like it might be tough to tell the difference between a samurai. Right, okay. Right, how do you tell? You're literally walking down the street and you want to know who's a samurai. And I asked this, and there's the obvious answer which everybody's avoiding. Everybody's avoiding because it's a trick question, you know it is. But, so the top knot, actually at the top knot, as far as I'm aware, everybody in the Japanese society wears a top knot, but the styles change, but we'll go into that. Right. Give a couple more minutes. Who has the right, yeah. Go, yeah, alright, George, the way they speak, but they're not speaking. So, right. Okay, why is everybody avoiding the two swords? Tell me why you're all avoiding two swords. So, most people would say, samurai wear two swords, don't they? You probably couldn't tell right then. Just let me get... Right, okay. So, the question becomes difficult, and she couldn't answer it, and neither could I, which is one of the things I love in when you're suddenly like, actually, when you say to people, how can you tell a samurai like it's got two swords? That's not true. We know that, hold on. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Scott. So, because two swords at that time were not the sign of the samurai. So, recently, I checked up on with Yoshie, recently, last year. And there is another Jesuit, basically Jesuit accounts are amazing. There's a Jesuit account hold on. The fact that they have a sword at all. Okay, Ronin is a samurai. Absolutely is a samurai. It's just a samurai without a job. But basically, because he wouldn't be a farmer, would he? He's literally, you know, going around doing his job. You know, the Ronin. Let's get to Ronin in a minute, because Ronin's another thing altogether. Right, so basically, there's another Jesuit account, and it's a diary, and they said when, I think, there's different sword hunts, isn't there? Somebody put it up there, the different sword hunts, but there's one of the sword hunts, I can't remember which one it is, where they absolutely stop the peasants from wearing swords. And apparently, this Jesuit writes down, he says, the farmers are livid. The farmers are going up the wall and, like, not rebelling, but getting close, because they're no longer allowed to wear two swords, and they're no longer allowed to give their sons two swords. And when their sons come to the age of 15, which is not true, it's not 15, well, it's about, remember, whenever you count in Japanese, you start at 1, you don't start at 0. So that's another thing. There's a wiki page on it and everything, and nobody ever pays attention to it. I'm going to get lost here in the amount of things I've got to go back to, but basically, two swords was had by nearly everyone in the street, and it wasn't this like the dead expensive, you know, like, there were swords everywhere, and the farmers had swords. Farmers are what, 90% of the population, 80% of the population, 75% of the population, I don't know, but loads of people walked around with two swords. When the two swords are banned, people are allowed one sword, and it's a sort of semi-long sword. Then it goes down to dagger, but basically people walking around in the street had swords. Farmers are not poor. They're not there with no teeth and everything. That's the bit that annoys me. Everyone thinks farmers are poor. They're not. What happens is history focuses on those moments, like when somebody in the thread tell me more, when Hideyoshi does land tax reform, and he's like, okay, that you will measure this square and you can probably pay that, so pay us this. It's not what the profit they actually got and that they pay tax on. They're just told how much tax they have to pay based on what they should get. And when they don't get that, they get poor. But before those land reforms, before those taxes, there's loads of fallow field. Tax is not so strict. People can afford two swords. They're giving their kids swords. Everybody's walking around with a sword. Even servants are said to have had one sword. So two swords farmers are wearing. Servants are carrying like one sword. And you just need to protect yourself in a medieval period. But there are specific types of swords that you can't use. And there's different rules and that. But actually, walking down the street, you probably can't tell a samurai by the sword. Everybody, like 75% of the people you walk past have probably got a sword on their hip. So how do we tell? And I don't know. So dress, maybe. There are certain telltale signs in the dress. There are certain, like everybody says, oh, samurai have hakama on. Samurai only wear hakama when they are in formal situations. They're a ball ache to wear. So in formal situations, you wear them. So this is my question to Scott, Sengoku Period Studies, to the Shogunate. Let's get some videos out there. How can you tell the difference between a farmer and a samurai in 1550? Top knot, both probably got. Two swords, both probably got. Good, expensive clothes, both probably got. So how do we tell? Now, we do know that probably speech. So, George, I think it was, speech is correct. You would think it, but I don't actually know. So let me go back up, guys. Okay, let me go back through. I've ranted on long enough. Right, back up to... I wanted to say top knot. Yeah, I was going to say sword. So who's in a motorcycle gang today? The way they speak. Who was the right to strike you down? When you probably couldn't tell back then because two swords. Yep, okay, two swords and dress. So hopefully Christopher. Right, let's ask Shogo. Did a great video. Yeah, actually, and by the way, I'm speaking to Let's Ask Shogo, but we're on really different time. So I hope I've explained the swords things now. The two swords, guys. What year did it actually come in? I thought it wasn't Edo period. It is Hideyoshi, if I'm aware. He does the 2-1. Ooh, if they're wearing a tachi. Now, okay, so Scott's hit on something here. Right, basically, I'm just going to try and keep my finger on this bloody screen. So basically, a lot of people don't realise you can wear tachi in normal dress. People say, oh, tachi's for armour. It's actually in normal dress. Loads of them wore it. So yeah, tachi might be good. Right, so Hideyoshi's sword hunt by Sengoku Studies was 1588, probably. Somewhere around there, I remember that. But I know there's multiple sword hunts, and I can't remember the dates for them. So, yeah, basically, Matt, I don't know. But that's what I love, is if we don't know, let's find out. And people just don't want to. They want to argue with each other about the 1%. Shinsengumi. I actually thought Shinsengumi was made of non-samurai till I read that actually it was mainly samurai. But they sound pretty rough lads, don't they? Right, okay, so Hamakama are not just formal, but we're thinking of the camera now, probably were, but they were more straight-legged now, called Nobakama, yeah. So, right, so what we have on the Hakama is, basically, if you see a lot of old images, so I've got some documentation where inside a certain area of the town, you should be wearing Hakama. Any sort of going through, once you go through the gates of the castle, you should have your Hakama on, because you're formally inside the castle. But there's lots and lots of art of samurai just wearing kimono down to their ankles. And yes, the older, if you actually look at the kanji for Hakama, I think it's just Chinese for pants. It just basically means pants in Chinese. So Momohiki, is it Momohiki? Is that the one, the pants, or is that where you took the pants up? I can't remember. But basically, there's a lot of, so you can wear Hakama for traveling. What are the ones called? Igabakama, but they're called, but they've got a different name, where they're closed tight at the bottom. They're used for traveling. Like Scott says, the ones that we're used to today are probably horse riding ones, actually, I've been told when I was in Japan. And because they've got a pair of trousers. There's also the Hakama that are just a skirt, so they actually don't have pants, and they're literally one skirt. There's lots of different types of them, but, you know, we all just see the one Hakama today. If I remember right, it was under the Tokugawa shogunate that fully ordered the wearing of daisho. Okay. Black Eagle, about the donations. I actually really don't like money asking. I hate it. I won't open a Patreon channel. I'm trying to give my stuff out for free, and I want to sell my books, so I'll make my money through books. And once a year, I ask people to donate at the end of the year, because it's just a ball ache when people are forever asking for money. So at the end of the year, if you're still with me, please donate. But hardly anyone did last time. But one guy just put a load of cash in and really helped me out. The clothes sensei, yeah. So, sorry, what do you mean, Christopher? The clothes that your sensei wears? Explain. Oh, Richard Van Donk claims the Shinsengumi were made up of ninja. No, they weren't. They weren't made up of ninja. That's rubbish. So I don't care what he says. I would love to speak to Richard Van. I'm sure these guys are nice. I'm sure they're wonderful guys. But no, it was not made up of ninja. Where's the information for that? That's it, Jeremiah. Tatsuke Bakamura. They're the travel ones, basically. The Scott. This bloody chat. Somebody sort this chat out for me. Hitatare, are they the winged ones? I can never remember the name of those things. Are they the sort of winged? Because I think they look ridiculous. But they are, all samurai seem to wear them, you know, all samurai. I think that's what, yeah, I can't remember them offhand. Okay, basically, guys, if you've only joined me, I've been trying to sort this live chat out for ages. I have to keep putting my finger on the button, and there's no buttons here. I think it's because I'm on an iPad and I'm on doing it, so it's not on a computer. The computer, you go through a very different way, but because I'm on a mobile device, it's like thingy. Right, it's getting long, this, guys. I'm gonna have to stop soon, but I hope you're all enjoying it. Okay. Okay, which were the ones? Which were the other ones then, Scott? Which were those ones? I don't recognise the word. Okay, right. Yeah, I'll Google it. I don't recognise the word, so that would be quite cool to know. Like, I forgot the name of the blue pants that they wear in armour. I just forgot it. It's there. There's so many Japanese words floating around my head, and like Yoshe finds it funny because I know the most random words, but I can't speak Japanese. She's like, how can you know the word for mole sharpening for swords? Nobody knows this word, but you don't know how to do this. You know, go and pay your bills. I'm like, oh, I'll sort this out for me, Yoshi. Yeah, Natori's still going well. Still going well. We keep getting more and more people, actually, Natori, but we get, like, people come in and then we get a certain amount go. So we've got a rise in people who are staying and a rise in people who are coming, but we get a big drop into the rise. You know what I mean? So, like, we've got 200 and odd students now. We've got about 50 who actually do it. 20 hardcore, 50, you know, overall, but 200 people who say they're in it, but they just don't do much. Right. Yeah, well, I've been asked to do a review of the Black Samurai anime thing, and I tend to not shy away from controversy because I'm not going to do it to be controversial, but this Black Lives Matter thing is doing me head in now, where it's literally, you get shot down. But I am going to do it because now he's the savior of Japan. Some black guy is the savior of Japan. You're like, no, he's put in place by a really powerful man, the same as William Adams is put in place by a really powerful Japanese Asian man. You know what I mean? It's not like there's like, African man comes to save Japan. It's a prophecy. I don't think that's what happened. It's a cool idea. It's a cool subject. Somebody from Africa becoming a samurai, but there's also many different people. I learned the other day that someone in Taishu, Denrimbo, was Chinese. One of the most bigger players in Taishu is actually a Chinese man, bizarrely. Right, okay. Yeah, look like long underwear. That's them, Jeremiah. Right, okay. I guess Jews or something. Hello. Natoryu USA Facebook contact me. Basically, go to Natoryu Hub and you'll be there for Natoryu. Right, guys, any final things before I go? I'm going to basically go in about 10 minutes. So let me know what you think. I've been dead happy that we've got all you guys on. I know my live chat wouldn't let me put it on and say it was going to come up in an hour. It's just you either go now or not at all. It won't let me keep the chat up. It won't let me do any of the donation buttons or anything like that. Let me just see. So I've got nothing like that. I can mute the microphone and that's about it. So I've done it portrait because somebody said try that. So this is going to record really weird now. Sorry, no one in particular. Yeah, I'm going soon, but let me know. I will try it again. If people enjoy it, I will do it again. But I might have to do it from a computer, which is a bit crap. Right. Okay, that is a bloody good question, that. Apep is a nice guy. Right. Has anybody ever found the word tanto in Japanese? I haven't. I found chisai katana with furigana. Never seen tanto. So we all use the wrong word for a start, as far as I'm aware. I haven't searched to the bottom of the barrel for that. But I never found the word tanto. The kanji is there, but it's pronounced chisai katana. But I looked at some old pictures and most of them had tantos. And that was just mainly from late photographs. But generally, it's tachi katana like Musashi says, as far as I'm aware, and then things just seem to get smaller and smaller towards the end, and I think then they're literally tanto and short katana. But you'd probably need a sword specialist to do that. Voice of the Past, I've worked with him. Yeah, he's got 3 of my videos up there, Voice of the Past. Yeah, Yasuke is a samurai, nothing to do with BLM, but we know why that Netflix is now come out. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I agree with Nick. It would have been a realistic take on Yasuke. Like, come on, a massive African guy in samurai armor on a battlefield. Even though we don't know much about him, that would have been awesome. But no, it seems to have been like, I saw some of the ninjas in it. I was like, oh my god. Right. Yeah, it could be contribute to more views and rise to the channel. Okay, Mark. Make sure you join Natoryu, Mark, if you're there. And we'll do something, especially if we've got somewhere to film. Top 10 ninjas in history, right, guys? You can't really have top 10 ninjas. This is the problem with ninja research. So the top 10 ninjas are people that you've never seen. There aren't anybody, you don't know them, we don't know who they are. The ninjas that are famous today are people who wrote about being ninjas. They weren't actually, even though they might have been trained ninjas, they weren't active ninjas. Fujibayashi is not an active ninja. Natori Masatake, not an active ninja. Chikamatsu Shigenori, not an active ninja. They're all post-active. The only active one is Hattori Hanzo, but it's not even that. We don't even know if it's that Hattori Hanzo. It might be a totally different Hattori Hanzo because there are multiple branch families. So we really don't know. So when people say who are the top ninja, we only have people who are really writing about being ninja, not actually them. But then those people who write about the ninja write about the best ninja, who like the flying katsu or whatever it's called. So actually we don't really know anything about real ninjas doing real things. We have an echo. So we have an echo of ninjutsu. We only have what is said after the fact. We don't actually know what really went on then. We can only piece it together by putting together all the documents to find out a baseline of information. And my baseline of information is always the Gunpo Jioshu because of its reliability. Okay. Yes, Mark. Yes, please. Yeah, Black Eagle, correct. That's correct. Which one are you talking about, Nick? The long cloth around the neck. Right, has anybody got any final questions about anything before I go, guys? We've got a few more minutes. We've got to drink this beer. Please don't forget to go on Discord. Don't forget to go on the Shogunate. Just click in the Shogunate, go to About, click Discord, join it. You'll speak to Scott there, who's Sengoku Studies, and you'll speak to Nick. And they have a good community going on there, and I'll come on when I can. Okay, so Scott's just come on now. Basically, Scott, the truth is you've got to keep going and you've got to make the videos interesting and you've got to make them consistent. And the master of it is Nick, and you're good friends with Nick, I'm assuming. So you've got like just follow Nick's sort of example and get him out there. So right, heraldry. Do you mean English heraldry, or do you mean English heraldry, or do you mean Japanese heraldry? English heraldry. Well, let me know which one you want. But yeah, guys, if you can see there, Sengoku Period Studies. He's Sengoku Period, just Sengoku Studies. Go to his YouTube channel, click subscribe. Subscribe to him. I assume you're all subscribed to the Shogunate. The English one, basically, they've got the College in Arms, London, and then you pay about £5,000 for them to do a background check and then create your arms. But I didn't do that. I'm just going to make my own because block till you drop, and eventually I'll get it registered. But because they can't arrest you for it, they can't do anything. So I'll just do your own. But I've based mine on stuff. Right, Musashi and the dual wielding swords. Now I thought I'd stumbled across something pretty unique here, but actually there's a full YouTube section on Musashi's YouTube page. So it's not as unique as I thought, and that is he doesn't use two swords to fight all the time. I'm not going to say he doesn't ever use them, but he probably most of the time never uses two swords. So let's look at the 5 fundamentals of Musashi. I've had them translated and I'm waiting for a dojo and an uke to do it. And I'm going to do a video, and if this video doesn't get a ton of hits, I don't know what will. But I'm going to show you how Musashi actually fights using only the Gorin no Sho and reading only that. Because if you read it, he doesn't ever talk about the short sword except for a few specific places. And it isn't a case of, oh, it's not talked about because it's assumed. He actually outright tells you when you should use your short sword and when you shouldn't. One of them is when you have to herd people together. The other one is when you're in sort of inside places. And there is one of the parries, of the 3 parries, there's a short sword parry because you're using that. If that's from memory. Most of the time, and it's not been pointed out only by me, I found this and I thought I'd found it myself, but actually so many people have pointed out that Musashi very rarely uses 2 swords, and he openly says he uses 2 swords to practice training, to keep, so you should only have your sword in one hand. And if you've got this one free, you go up to grip it and choke up on it. And he says, no, get a second one and practice with it. And then he says, later on, he says, if you're struggling and you need strength, put your second hand on. It's clearly obvious when you read the Gorin no Sho that his sword, his wakizashi, is in that scabbard for most of the time, except for 4 or 5 situations. And for some reason, and we don't know why, the Koryu of Nito Ichiryu uses 2 swords for almost everything, but the Gorin no Sho openly says what you should do. And if you read the 5 fundamentals, they do not use it. And I've got them, and I know how it works, and I'm just waiting to get in a dojo with about 3 people, and I'll make this video. And it's going to piss everyone off. Everyone's going to be so angry with me. But I'm not trying to anger people. I'm just trying to say, guys, let's actually read what he says and do what he says instead of pretending we think what he says. So it's going to be a little bit of a thing. Okay. Right. Is the British royal family really related to Vlad the Impaler? Actually, that is a good question. I don't know, because European families were very well related. So most likely in some distant way, possibly. Because the British royal family are German. They're Gothberg, or whatever they're called, but they're German. Was there any Japanese chainmail armor or armor made with chainmail? I'm not sure what you mean there, but there are some great guys on chainmail. But basically, they're chainmail or chain or mail or whatever you want to call it. But basically, we all know what chainmail means, yeah. So chainmail, let's go with that. Basically, was not very good compared to the Western one. Even they say the Western chainmail is much better than theirs. But you find it mainly on these parts to help out and to aid. And they sort of, and some of the side panels, they have them and stuff like that. Kusari Yuri, which one was that from? Okay, right, yeah, with the chainmail. So, all right, okay, yeah. So, sorry, that was a quick answer, that, Scott. I was trying to go upwards to see where you were. Right, okay, yes. So, Scott will answer that for you, Mantis 1. Yeah. All right, then, guys, I'm going to have to go. Any final comments before I go? Anything you want to hear next time? Anything? I'm not going to take requests for videos because that put me under, actually, last time. Yes, ninjas cast spells. Absolutely cast spells, without a doubt. Loads of samurai cast spells. Yep, and see you later, Agnew. No problem. Yep, Scott's right here. Scott's on it with the... Follow Scott. Go on the Discord and follow Scott because he'll tell you all about it. It's basically like that. Who cut my hair? The girlfriend. She cuts my hair, but it's always been that short. Northern lads just always have their cut that short. Yep, this is all going up on the YouTube page. Over. All right, then. Right, okay. So I'm going to leave it there. Shogun, let's do that then. Let's go there. Let's do it. Let's do that. Shogun, try and organise it. I'll stay up, and then we'll do it and get Scott on, get everyone on, and we'll do it. Perfect. Right. Okay, perfect, guys. I'm free next Saturday, so I might do it. If anybody's free next Saturday, let's do it on the Shogun's channel. And this same time next Saturday, let's do it. Right, guys, have a good night. I'm going to finish this Banks beer. Let's do it. Rock till we drop. I'm going to research whether Vlad the Impaler is part of the English royal family. That's pretty cool. And I'll learn how to turn this off. Yeah, reach out. Cheers, guys. Right, I'm going to go now, chaps and chapesses. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.